The PoPolitickin show is brought to you by Audible. With over 180,000 titles to choose from, Audible is great for any continuous learner wanting to grow and expand their knowledge and insight. Go to www.audibletrial.com/POAudio and get an audiobook of your choice free with a 30-day trial. After the trial, your paid membership will begin at $14.95 per month. With your membership, you will receive 1 credit every month, good for an audiobook on Audible. Cancel before your trial ends and you will not be charged. So go to www.audibletrial.com/POAudio and download a free book by Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Napoleon Hill, Les Brown, Damon John, and more. Always remember that knowledge is power.
PoPolitickin.com.
You are now politicking with Po on PoPolitickin.com.
I don't know how y'all see it, but when it comes to the children, Wu-Tang is for the children. We teach the children. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 1 2 1 2. When I say it's the world famous DJ Brad, and you live on PoPolitickin, man, and we doing it real big from the A-Town to your town. You know what it is.
Coming down, blowing good, candy paint blowing, gripping wood grain, got your main girl rolling, see the chase in the snakes, in the jack, boys patrolling, everything good, cause they know who the boat is spinning slow, on the shoulder, cause my swag get colder, I'm a trill country nigga, straight from Tacoma, Georgia, double go, sipping on that, moonshine water, got the top, peel back, but the AC blowing, got my ashtray, smelling like pine trees burning, nigga whipping the wheel skills with the one finger turning, pushing through the slab with a bad bitch, when I'm stunting, keep the squares out my circle, ain't made for the front, yeah.
Drop top ride, rocking them colours, got the candy paint dripping while we breezing through the city. We ride, we ride, we ride, we ride. Double cup sipping, got your man with me, and she loving me so good we started rolling up the swishes. We ride, we ride, we ride, we ride. They tell me I'm too focused on the past. Well, how can that be true when I got DJ on the dash? Push button start and I don't even need no key. A 2010 motor dropped in a 73. She see me coming down and my paint on shine. My old school futuristic like I can't tell time. Gripping wood, blowing pine, 2 things on my mind. Turn 2 in the 4, turn 4 in the 9. Stacking and flipping the work, got my old school new. Stopping and dropping the top, made her dream come true. Chopping the blaze on candy, keeping the tool so handy. Any bitch with good sense would've chose me too. When they see me in my drop top ride, rocking them colours, got the candy paint dripping while we breezing through the city. We ride, we ride, we ride, we ride. Double cup sipping, got your man with me, and she loving me so good we started rolling up the swishes. We ride, we ride, we ride, we ride.
The Legion of Doom has taken over.
Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast, like, share, subscribe to this interview. Now I'll politic with my homie DJ Brad. How you doing, bro?
And I'm good, man. It's a pleasure to be on here with you, dog.
Yeah, thanks, man. So you get to talk about your hometown. Let us know where you from.
Man, I'm from Rome, Georgia originally, but I'm residing in Atlanta for like 20 years. You know, so Atlanta my home, but Rome, Georgia my home too.
So how can you talk about your background? Because I was reading you started in the early, late 90s, mid 90s.
Yeah, you know, I'm from it's a country town, so you know, basically we grew up on just whoever we was close to around. You had a lot of local rappers, but not that many. But you know, that's kind of where I learned my craft from. You know, we had a few cats from my neighborhood that was called itself the Backyard Poets, and they kind of gave me my first dose of hip hop. And once I got a hold to it, you know, I just took it to the next level. You know, it was all I wanted. I was obsessed with the music.
Yeah, what was your first? What was your first dose of hip hop?
Let's see. It was probably like as far as like rap. It was like Raising Hell, Run DMC. But you know, by where we were at, you know, I had a lot of we listened to a lot of booty shaking music like Two Live Crew, and there was some techno stuff like Kraftwerk. I don't know if you remember this song called Boing Boom Chuck Boing. That was like the hottest. That was like one of the hottest records in the neighborhood, man. Like everybody had that tape. Like you wasn't nobody if you didn't have that Boing Boom Chuck. Boy, and then the beat come in and like it. Nope, we was break dancing, and you know what I'm saying. So, and what was that other group? Art of Noise, and it was the Art of Noise, Kraftwerk, and pretty much Run DMC. That was it. That's all we had up there. And then later on, we got this group called Herschelwood Hardheads, which was Lil Kiki the Don. Somebody brought that. Somebody went to Texas for the summer and came back with the tape, and you know we had like dual cassettes, so everybody was getting copies of that Lil Kiki the Don tape. So it kind of we was influenced heavily by Texas in my town. I don't know how that happened, but it mainly because of just people that were moving there from Texas, and they had their own dose of what they were listening to out there. Mm-hmm. We didn't really get much New York stuff like Run DMC, Beastie Boys, Fat Boys. That was pretty much it.
And then how would you define a DJ? What is a DJ to you?
A DJ, man, you want me to get deep, don't you? I mean, you know, a DJ is way more than just it's playing music. You know, I look at my DJ status as like an honor code, be honest with you, man, because it's like once you start on the road of just being a DJ, yeah, that's what you are. You know, it's about learning the equipment and learning the craft, and you know, you pretty much focus on just being that. When you start DJing, if you're a real DJ, you're not too worried about what's on TV or who's what or what. You mostly worried about learning the equipment, learning what kind of cut was that he just did. Did he just do a double spin back? What was that? You know what I'm saying? It's like when cats are looking at shoes and fashion and stuff like that with their money. I'm looking at turntables and mixers and chords and you know, stuff like that. DJing is a lifestyle. It's an art form. It's a lifestyle. It's a lot of things. It's more than just about the music.
What kind of equipment you got?
Oh man, you name it, I got it. You know, it just depends on the venue and or what I'm doing. You know, cause like if I DJ, I DJ in the studio. I DJ parties. I DJ concerts. So like, it just depends. Like people seen me DJ on 1200s. Then I got a Pioneer board, and then I got like NS7 board. I got CDJs. You know, it just depends on the mood and what the action is. You know, sometimes you just like I use my CDJs with Serato if I'm not gonna be on a stable stage, or if I got a small little DJ booth, then I bring out my Pioneer set. Or if it's a concert and I'm in the middle of the stage and there's gonna be other DJs there, and you never know, somebody might try you. So you gotta have your weapons of mass destruction on deck. So I just have to take care of myself and make sure that my reputation ain't at stake, depending upon the equipment. You know what I'm saying? That's what a real DJ do. You gotta have everything you need. You know what I'm saying? I got a whole closet full of stuff. Depending on who called me, that's what I'm pulling out. You know what I'm saying?
So I'll ask you, like, far as how would you describe your DJing style, and like, how do you, like, what are some tips you use for like rocking the crowd and stuff?
Well, me personally, when it comes to crowds, you know, I think the most important thing, if you're not, you always gotta look your best. First and foremost, it's the show. You don't just come to an event just to be a fly on the wall. You gotta come to the event to be the event. So, you know, whatever it calls for. Like, just say I'm doing an old school party. I know I got to make sure that my equipment is clean, that I'm super clean. You know, I'm going to be shining. You know, it's all about making that appearance. So the people automatically know, oh, this guy's here to rock. This guy's going to drop. He's going to make me feel good. This is just off of what they see from the visuals. Now, as far as the music go, I read the crowd. I have different sets that I play for different age groups, and depending upon which one is the more deepest in the crowd, then that depends on what I'm playing or how I'm rocking. But you know, I got like about 20,000 songs in my hard drive, so I'm pretty much prepared for anything from rock and roll to soul. I can do a old school slow jam set and keep the dance floor packed. And I play 20 slow jams in a row and nobody won't sit down. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the mood of the audience. And plus, I can really just make them do what I want them to do. I just have to see who's who and what's what. You know what I mean?
I mean, what's one of your favorite songs right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm jamming to I like that Post Malone and 21 Savage, Rockstar. I love that song, man. That's a dope record.
So how you feeling about the new wave of rappers out now? 21 Savages, the Uzi Verts, the Yachty's, the Post Malones.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really consider Post Malone a rapper. I think he's like their new version of a Nate Dogg or something. I don't know. I mean,
I see what you're saying.
He has his own thing. I just feel like the new generation is dope. And you know, if your mind is open to the culture, then you know that, and you know where we came from as far as in hip hop. You know, with the innovators and the style of clothes and the way that people change up the dialect for the regions. You know, it won't really bother you that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people get upset. Oh man, he looked like this and he looked like that. But if you go back and look at some of the olds,
look at Humpty Hump.
Yeah, you will see that same stuff, man. And you know, it don't bother them like it didn't bother us. But the people that were older, when we were looking at it, when we were coming up in the game, you feel me?
So what do you think about the like? We have a lot of rappers. They don't really know the history of hip hop. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, well, you know, I don't really consider them cats like part of our actual culture. I mean, and I don't think they consider themselves part of our culture either. You know, like just like when Yachty came out, you know, they gave him a hard time about him not knowing about Biggie and things like that of that nature. But hell, they were bigging up Rich Homie Quan. He's the future of hip hop in Atlanta, and he didn't know about Biggie either.
Yeah, he couldn't even rap that verse.
He ain't got on stage and messed up the verse. So you know, it's like this, man. When you dealing with people and you can't put all this on nobody young, because when you were young, you wasn't thinking about that. And a lot of these cats are making way more money than our peers that we were looking up to was making in them days. So you know their decisions and they really clouded. You know the world is different. So I just commend anybody who stepped out on a dream and made it happen. You know, and I don't criticize nobody, and I don't try to judge nobody. If you making good music and you got the formula down and you creating and it's funky and it's hot and it's dope, then I'm gonna support it. You know, I'm gonna play it, and I'm not into the politics of all that.
All right, what current projects you working on right now?
Oh man, I just dropped a new mixtape yesterday. Actually, it's called City of Sippers, and I know you don't like what is that, but what it is the we got a whole new wave that just hit Atlanta. You know, and everybody is on the drinks. They're like you got to know that a lot of these rappers are promoting drugs and this, that, and the third, you know, but it's not really that. You know, they living that life, they got that money, so that, you know, they rapping about it. And I just made some music. Well, I didn't really make the music. I took the music to the level of where they're at and their consciousness. You know, like I slowed it down, kind of like the DJ Screw vibe. But I did it for Atlanta. You know, we got a whole new wave of Atlanta artists that's here, you know, and they all sipping the syrup. So I just made a CD, and with that in mind, and you know, the streets took to it yesterday like crazy. It was like I dropped it yesterday at 4:20, and you know, before 6 o'clock, we was already at like 10,000 spins.
Where you put your mixtapes at? Like where you have hosting sites?
GetRightMusic.com, Spinnerilla, my mixtapes. And I'm working on my website, legendarydjbrad.com, which that should be up before Christmas. So
yeah, I was gonna say I noticed. I was reading like your name right now has LOD behind it. So what does LOD mean?
Legion of Doom. Legion of Doom is the family. You know, if you're not familiar with us, I don't know where you been, but Legion of Doom, we kind of was the blueprint of this whole DJ coalition thing from day one. You know, when we first got together back in like 2000, it was some of the major OGs of this whole Dirty South movement. You know, we got DJ Funky, Kool-Aid. Greg Street was a part of Legion of Doom at one point. You know what I'm saying? Before they started Hitman DJs, which now they call themselves Coalition DJ. But, you know, it was back in the day, we were young, and we were just trying to get organized so we could deal with these record labels and start getting the checks. And, you know, it worked out. You know, and everybody's pretty much comfortable now, you know, because of the fact that we all got organized and started running the DJ world like a business instead of just like a hobby.
So what do you mean by running it like a business? What are some things you did?
Well, I mean, it's like a lot of times back in the days we were getting used by record labels, you know, because we were majorly the reason why they were popular. You know, the DJs were the reason why music was even being heard. Like a lot of the stuff that was being played on the radio, they didn't even know about it until they heard us play it. So, you know, they were having these big promotional budgets put in line for people to promote music, and whoever they were giving the money to wasn't wasn't doing a good job of promoting, because like we never knew about a promotional budget. We were just out here for the music, and once we caught wind that other DJs were going to the record labels, like, yeah, we broke this record, and we know good and well that they got all their music off of our mixtapes, but they were going to labels collecting money off of the work that we were doing. It was like, maybe we need to go to the record labels and see if we can get some of that money, because we just out here willy nilly having fun, playing music, making sure that we were we were the hottest DJ. It's nothing like being the guy that has the music first and is able to be the exclusive master of what goes on in the city. And the OGs, we were the guys that were really the ones that were playing the music first. That's why we were called record breakers, because we were breaking the records, and we were the trendsetters, and as far as styles go, and as far as just the whole forecast of what the streets were going to be listening to is what we were bringing to the table, and we weren't getting compensated for it. But at that time, it was just all about reputation. It wasn't no Instagram or Facebook, or it wasn't none of that stuff. MySpace was barely brand new at that point when we were out there just bringing the music. So we were the main source for all the music, but the record labels had no clue that we existed. That's why we even started labeling ourselves as the Legion of Doom, because at that time it was only one other clique, and that was the Super Friends. And so we was the opposite of them. You know what I'm saying?
Name some of the records that y'all broke.
Oh man, all of them, pretty much. Everything that you heard from the South came from us. Like, we were DJ Funky, who is like the CEO of the Coalition DJs. His mixtapes were so dope. Like, it was like he was in the strip club. I think it was Strokers. And most of the time you had all these big rappers that were coming from New York, that were coming down here. That at that time they weren't even big yet. They were just coming down here to use studios, because Atlanta's full of studios at that time. So you might be in a strip club, and then Fat Joe might walk up to you, or Pharrell, or anybody. Jay-Z might walk up to you and say, "Can you play this record? I just dropped this in the studio and I want to see how it sounds." And shoot, the nigga might give you a damn CD and $500. Pop that thing on, and while it's playing, we record it, put it on a CD. So now look, we got the exclusive. But like, it might be 3 or 4 months later, and it comes out on the radio, and they go straight to the top. But at that point, they wouldn't have knew if it was hot or not without the spin of DJ Funky or DJ Chap or DJ Hershey. You had Blue Flame, you had Gentleman's Club. JD's made, he was famous for the Gentleman's Club on Monday. That Monday night was the night of all nights, every day, every week for years and years. If you wasn't in the Gentleman's Club on Monday night in Atlanta, you wasn't nowhere. That was like the Studio 54 of hip hop.
So
was the Gentleman's.
I would say, so how has it changed? Cause like you were saying earlier, you had Instagram, Twitter, and all that. Is it like you breaking records the same way, or is it like different way you break records now?
I mean, it's way different, and not to mention, like, it's so many like, it's a way that you can just fabricate everything that you do. It's like a movie now. Everything is just like special effects. Like, in them days, you had to be exactly who you said you was, or you was gonna get tested. How you gonna test a dude on Instagram? You don't even know where he really is. He might not ever come out and do anything in real life. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of those cats probably don't even have real DJ jobs. Their job is sitting behind their computer and playing records on the internet radio or something. Which I don't knock that, but you know, you can make yourself be whatever you want to be on the Instagram or on the internet. But in real life, when you coming out. In those days, you had to have it. You had to have it. There was no, oh, let me do this over. Stop it. Let's rewind the tape and do it again so it's perfect. No, you had to be everything that you said you was. You had to know the ins and outs of the business. You had to make sure you got your money. You had to make sure you had the right equipment. All that. You can fabricate all that now. But in them days, there wasn't no fabrication. But what has changed the game so much is so many outlets and platforms that you can put your music on where it can be broken. Like you can get heard and seen by 1 million people just like yesterday. It was over 10,000 people listened to my mixtape in like 6 hours.
Did you have to put promotion behind it, or you just dropped it? Or like how ways you promote your stuff?
I mean, I really just promote my stuff on my little social media spot because I'm like still to this day I'm not a big social media guy, but you know in my city I'm well known, and you know in my surrounding area, so you know I have a nice following when it comes to people that's just been dealing with me for a lot of years. So whenever I drop something, they're always on it. They're like, "Oh, Brad dropping a mixtape tomorrow. Oh, we're going to make sure we on deck." Because I always drop my mixtapes at 420. So, you know, if I say it's November the 4th at 420, they know at 420 to tune in. And
why you dropping it at 420, though?
Because you know what time it is. 420, you know what time 420 is. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you got to tune in. You got to get on that wave. Because that's the kind of music I make right now. You know, that's what my head is.
All right. And then what's the average day for you right now? What's some of your daily habits and rituals?
Oh, man, like, I wake up in the morning, I turn on my turntables. I practice every morning, probably like 3 hours. Then after that, I start working on beats. You know, my life is right now is all about the music, man. The music. I wake up, I'm listening to what I did the day before. I'm working on mixtapes all day. I'm just chilling. You know, I got a couple of artists that I'm dealing with right now. And my whole thing is I got a new music style that I've been working on for years. You know, everybody who knows Brad knows I have a unique style, and it's kind of slow and laid back. It's some real southern lazy stuff. But I call it slab music. And you know, it's easy laid back going records. And that's how my lifestyle is, man. I'm just easy going, laid back, chill. And I don't try to do too much stressing about nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just riding it out. We done put in a lot of work over the years, so now here it's time to just relax and just enjoy the fruits of our labor right now. That's what I'm all about.
So what are some of your interests outside of music?
I'm an avid Falcons fan, and I like to bet on Madden. So
yeah, sorry to hear that about the Falcons. They losing right now. I was just checking. Look, they losing again. They was winning though.
Man, really? Since I got on the phone, when I got on the phone, it was 10.
Yeah, let me check. Yeah, they showing it right now. Yeah, let me look. Yeah, it's like let me look. 10-14 Carolina.
Oh my God!
I was gonna say, so who you play with on Madden?
Oh no, I don't play. My nephew plays, and he's the shit. So you know, I bet with him. I don't think nobody can beat him.
Well, you know the game. The game is supposed to be the number one rapper in Madden. I mean, your number one player in Madden in the world. So I don't think he could beat the game.
Well, you know, if we ever cross paths with the game, you know, I don't got much money this game got. But I take a little bit of his though.
But that's actually why
You
he
know,
called the game. It's because that's what he used to do, play the game all the time. I didn't know that, but that's actually why he called the game, because he used to play the game all the time. So, shit.
yeah, ain't that
So where you see yourself 5 years from now?
man? I see myself 5 years from now, hopefully in a bigger house, and just my new proteges and letting them enjoy the fruits of their labor, and me still looking for other extravagant talent, and hopefully we'll still be boosting up this hip hop culture and making it even bigger and better than what it is now. Because at one point it looked like it was about to be over for us, but I think it was just when it comes to that negative publicity, everybody always likes to draw to it and just it's over. They done messed everything up.
When was that? When was that? What was that? Where were we at when we were saying that? When Nas was saying hip hop was dead?
A lot of people were saying hip hop was dead. Yeah, nah, and at the same time, you can, I don't think it was Nas' fault, but I think they were just mad because hip hop was in the South. But like now, you got people in the South that are hating on the South.
You
but
remember
you gotta understand.
Pimp C was saying we don't make hip hop in the South. He said we make country rap tunes.
Yeah, well, I love Pimp C. Pimp C's like my favorite rapper. And between Pimp C and Run from Run DMC, because Run is the person who made me love hip hop. Because to find out that he was a DJ and he rapped, that was really what part of my inspiration to start DJing too. Was because he was a DJ. I wanted to be Run. Reverend Run's like, if I ever get to meet Reverend Run, that'll be I can die a happy man. You know what I'm saying? But he's one of the reasons why I'm who I am. But yeah, I know Pimp C say a lot of stuff, man.
He said Atlanta wasn't the South. And when he said that, he said Atlanta ain't the South. Atlanta the East Coast.
Yeah, I don't agree with everything Pimp C said, but for the most part, I fuck with Pimp C and everything about him. And like even when I rap, people say, "Well, you sound like Pimp C," but I like, well, thank you, because he was the greatest of all time, coming from the South.
So who your top 5 from the South? All South rappers top 5
all time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, you gonna make me have a headache. Let me see here. I mean, of course, I gotta say Pimp C. In 3000 is one of the greats. I also gotta give it up for and I also gotta say for the number 3 man probably be Big Crit, and he was one of the ones that I felt like had plenty to say, and he said it perfectly every time. You know what I'm saying? And his records were just like, even going back to his first mixtape, every song, he just an awesome dude, man. I love Big Crit. And what did I say? 3000?
Yeah.
I got
2 more. Yep.
Damn. 2 more. Who else? I'm gonna be upset when I get out this interview because I'm gonna be done left out somebody that's very influential. But I can't think right now, man. Let me think. Man.
I would say, what about P, Lil Wayne, Scarface, A-Ball, MJG?
Oh yeah, of course. I gotta say A-Ball, MJG. I was just on tour with them. Man, they dope. It's so many. You gotta say the top. Now I like Master P. I just felt like Master P production was what made me love No Limit so much. It was more the production that made me love No Limit more so than the lyricists. It wasn't until I got to sit down and listen to Fiend and Mystical and all them that I felt like, as far as lyrics was concerned, rapping.
What do you think about Cash Money? The run they
Yeah,
had.
I'm gonna tell you since we was just talking. Scarface. Scarface is. I feel like when I used to listen to Scarface, and that's what albums was that? Like The Fix, and you know it's a couple of his albums, and he's got a song with Nas. That song that he did with Nas, I can't think of the name of it right now, but that was one of the songs that made me really feel like shit, man. This dude right here is incredible. I know for maybe like a whole month, I probably only listened to that song. You know what I'm saying? For a whole month, and you know, of course, you know, coming up, I listened to a lot of UGK.
What's your favorite UGK album?
The Sweet James Jones Diary.
Okay. What advice would you give to any new artists?
My advice to new artists is don't follow everybody else's trend. My advice is for you to just innovate your own style. Learn how shit is done, and then innovate your own style, as opposed to just copying what you think is hot just because you think that's what the standard is. Because that's the only way we're going to be able to push this thing to the next level and the next level and the next level and the next level is by people taking a chance and trying to outdo what the next man did instead of just following the same blueprint as the next man.
All right, what would you like to say to all your fans, people that have been supporting your career?
Just tell them I love them and thank you. And you know, I'm one of the most approachable people on the planet. You know what I'm saying? So if you see me out somewhere, just come up, dap me up. I mean, back in the day when I was on Rap City, a lot of people used to walk up and take pictures and stuff. But you know, a lot of that don't happen no more. You know, and I think it got a lot to do with just people and egos and attitudes. You know, everybody's supposed to be somebody in Atlanta. And, you know, they forget that it's certain people out here that had to lay it on the line for them to even be able to say that they do music. Because in them days when we came up, you couldn't say you did music. Somebody else had to say it. Well, I know you're the guy that you do music. You're a DJ, or you look like it. You look the part. But everybody looks the part now because that's fashion. But it can't be on you. It's got to be in you.
All right, man. I want to say thanks for coming through politicking with me.
Hey, man, no doubt, man. And anytime you ready to talk, hit me up. I'll be right here, dog.
All
ATF.
Right. And what's your social media?
Oh, for sure. DJ Brad ATL on Instagram and on my Twitter. And I'm always on my Twitter. I love Twitter, man. I love Twitter more than I love anything. And it's DJ Brad.
What you like about Twitter?
I just feel like Twitter is more business orientated. And people that hit me on my Twitter seem to have more sense. They're not hitting me up trying to load up my email full of records that they ain't gonna let nobody hear and want opinions about stuff. They when you hit me on Twitter, 9 times out of 10, you already got a website or you got some way, a link or something posted where I can listen to your stuff. I hate for people to send me 100 songs in my email and you never sent it to nobody else. You know what I'm saying? I like to organically find you. I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, bombarded with a million artists that just woke up this morning. Oh, that's Brad. Let me how did I find him? And just blow me up. You know what I'm saying?
Is there anything we didn't cover you like to talk about?
Say what?
Anything we didn't cover you like to talk about?
Let me think. I don't know, man. I really wasn't. I was really just following your lead. Be honest with you, man. And I probably should have been a little bit more prepared. But yeah, I was working on that mixtape all night, and promoting and listening to it. And of course, it's a screw tape, so you know what I was on. So I was done.
PoPolitickin.com.
Burn my marijuana, stack up me some covers. I be on the grind from the moon to the sun, to the sun, to the sun. Burn my marijuana, stack up me some commas. I be on the grind from the moon to the sun. Stay out till I come up. 2050s run up. I'll be right back. I got a jug around the corner. Shawty hit me on my silly. You get up on my fatty. I be jugging, busting corners on Pirellis. On that loud so you can smell me. From the damn thing you can tell me. You be out here with them freaks. I'm trying to hit them bitches. Got you on the go-go. Cost me, that's a no-no. Bushes with the camo. Back up in the bando. Gas just like a kendo. The heater with the ammo. Slip and try to play. Gon' make a nigga made. Jug, get it. Watch out do it. Jug, get it. Woo, jug, get it. Watch out do it. Jug, get it. Burn my marijuana, stack up me some commas. I be on the grind from the moon to the sun. Stay out till I come up. 2050s run up. I'll be right back. I got a jug around the corner. Shawty, fresher than average. I'm in the streets like a savage. Used to keep working the attic, holding the heat but no static. Y'all niggas sound too romantic. Drummer come down, you gon' panic. Watch a good spot with no Xanax. I move around like I'm FedEx. I want the cash on me, no checks. I grind with no flex. Gon' push out these niggas, stack up my figures. Don't put no chase in my liquor. These niggas laming that figure. Wait till they meet the gorilla. Scotch up all up my Skrilla. Run through the street with them killers. Burn 93 in my swisher. Put hollow tips in my pistol. Watch me take off like a missile. Got you your jiggers official. Jug, get it. Watch out do it. Jug, get it. Woo, jug, get it. Watch out do it. Jug, get it. Woo. Burn my marijuana, stack up me some commas. I be on the grind from the moon to the sun. Stay out till I come up. 2050s run up. I'll be right back. I got a jug around the corner. Burn my marijuana, stack up me some commas. I be on the grind from the moon to the sun. Burn my marijuana, 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 fresher than that, jug, fresher than that,
Thanks for listening to PoPolitickin.com, a self-help meets hip-hop brand. If you are an artist or business owner wanting to be featured on PoPolitickin.com, contact us at PoPolitickin@gmail.com. That's PoPolitickin@gmail.com or text 760-717-5803. If you're a listener that enjoys the show and wants to support, you can donate to PoPolitickin.com via PayPal.com. Please send donations to PoPolitickin@gmail.com. Any amount will be helpful in continuing to create quality content and shows. As always, check out PoPolitickin.com for past episodes. Make sure you subscribe to PoPolitickin on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, Stitcher Radio, and Google Play.